Some were destroyed in battle, others weren't completed. Some are laid up and can only dream about battles. But now, they're getting a new lease of life. We recreate ships accurately, according to their historical blueprints, and send them into battle. World of Warships, Dry Dock.
Greetings, captains. Today we're going to take a closer look at the Tier 8 German battleship Odin, as she's preparing to set sail on our virtual seas. As we turn to history, let's leave the biography of the supreme Germanic Scandinavian deity, whose name the battleship carries, for some extracurricular studies. The only thing I'd like to note on this subject is that Odin has always favoured the most courageous warriors, and considers valour in battle to be the highest virtue. In World of Warships, Odin is based on the project of a fast battleship that was developed in Germany in the 1930s and embodies the evolution of the Deutschland-class heavy cruisers. You're probably already familiar with one of them, Admiral Graf Spee. German High Command considered France to be their primary adversary at sea, and were closely watching for any shipbuilding advancements made by their neighbour. In response to one such advancement, their engineers had been tasked with developing ships capable of opposing the French Dunkirk-class battleships. The German shipbuilders had to navigate the restrictions imposed by international naval treaties, as well as the technical and operational requirements of the Kriegsmarine, who wanted a fast ship with large guns that would be near invulnerable to enemy fire. Their work resulted in a range of theoretical projects, which would ultimately lead to the construction of the Scharnhorst-class battleships. Among those projects was a development based on a slightly larger Deutschland-class ship with reinforced armour and 305mm main battery guns, installed in 3 triple turrets. What's interesting is that one such gun was designed and even produced in 1939 as a prototype. This interesting idea has finally been realized in World of Warships as a battleship with the awe-inspiring name Odin. No matter how modest the combat characteristics of this ship might seem at first glance, you'll still feel a strong urge to plunge into the heat of battle, shouting a berserk war cry, and partially that's her purpose. Odin is an excellent medium and close-range fighter, strengths that are historical features of German heavy ships. They were created to operate in the Northern Atlantic, where limited visibility dictated certain requirements for the ballistic characteristics of their artillery. Despite Odin's main battery being of a smaller caliber than that of her counterparts, thanks to having a quick reload time for a battleship, just 23 seconds, and a high shell muzzle velocity, she's capable of inflicting serious damage with both her armor-piercing and high-explosive shells, which, by the way, have quite decent armor penetration capabilities. Fighting at close and medium ranges is usually dangerous because of the capabilities of destroyers, but Odin has a trademark German secondary battery to keep them at bay, as well as the hydroacoustic search consumable, which can detect torpedoes at up to 3.5 kilometers. Meanwhile, the battleship herself is equipped with torpedo armament comprising 2 quadruple tube launches located at her aft. Her torpedoes are a truly fearsome weapon in close quarters engagements. All the above-mentioned offensive capabilities will show their full potential in the hands of a determined and skillful captain who understands both the advantages and shortcomings of their ship in detail. For example, compared to other battleships of her tier, Odin has a modest HP pool. While we're on the subject of survivability, it wouldn't hurt to improve Odin's concealment. The less visible you are, the less you'll be fired upon by the enemy. The same principle applies to her propulsion. Decent maneuverability and speed make Odin a difficult target, so you should think about investing in protection for her engine room. The battleship is outfitted with quite good AA defenses that are capable of protecting both Odin and her allies. When the time comes, we'll see how this newcomer proves her worth in the game. Hurry into battle, and good luck in combat, captains.